We are Steven and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show.
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how professional land investors weigh price versus attributes.
Wait, that's us.
Oh, professional land investors? Yeah.
That's us.
The real question is spoken in just plain English. Deals come in. They have a price and they have attributes. They have a mountain view. They have a two-sided public paved road access. So how do you weigh that? And at what point does a property have no value from a price standpoint where you just say, you know what, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it for $100. Or
Yep.
the other side is, at what point do it's so expensive I can't buy it. The attribute, and that happens more often. The attributes are great. Everything passes my test. It's absolutely a property I want to buy, but it's too expensive.
Because they know it, and they're not hurting, and they're not going to sell.
You know that scale?
Yeah.
The Wall Street
That's
scale,
it.
where it's like you put your money on here, and you put the old school. You put a bag of coin, silver or whatever, and then on the other side you put
dollars,
whatever material you're buying, like flour.
There you go.
That's what this is.
Diamonds. Mine would be
Yeah,
diamonds.
diamonds is a good one. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Lucas wrote, "Hi everyone, I'm in talks with a seller working on getting a purchase agreement signed from my first mailer. They have 5 contiguous parcels, but I only made offers on 3. They are interested in selling all 5. At this time, I want to buy all 5. Can I simply instruct the seller to add the 2 other parcels in handwriting to the purchase agreement they already have?
Yes.
Or do I need to send them a new agreement for these other 2 parcels?"
Can I step in here? This is a topic that comes up all the time, and I thought it was obviously worthy to put in the show. You can handwrite anything on these PAs and sign it and have it initialed and just send it in, and it's going to be fine.
Exactly. Even if you're going to open escrow.
Here's what you never want to do. Redo the purchase agreement. It's going to take you a day. Send it in the mail. Now they have all kinds of time to think about it. And you don't want to do that. And it's the people that do this, they aren't new and unrehearsed. That's never that. They just have OCD. Oh. They have to have stuff all perfect. And oh my God, there can't be any handwriting on it. And those people aren't going to survive in this business anyway. So don't be one of those people.
Touche. So we're covering that. Can add it on there? Yep. Do we need to send one? No, obviously no. I think they can add the new information to the existing offer and then send it back to me and be done. Awesome. Lucas is already on the
he answered his own question.
Here.
Yep.
So I'm looking for deal funding on this one. If all goes as planned, I'm offering $1,200 an acre, while comps in the area are $9,000 an acre. If anyone is interested in more details, I'm hoping to have a package ready to share with you by this time tomorrow. I'll probably take to Land Academy first, as you should, Lucas, then to Land Tank, and then to the rest of the community. Unless someone is eager to partner right away, thanks all. Works for me.
Everything's great here. You actually listened and learned well, Lucas. You're
Get a
in the
gold
minority.
star. Here we go. I'm putting a sticker on your paper right now.
Yep, on your through the screen COVID forehead. Today's topic: how professional land investors weigh price versus attributes. This is the meat of the show. You get a purchase agreement in, Jill.
Correct.
It's not the price that you sent, but it's a piece of property. You know for sure. It fits your acquisition criteria. Okay. For some people, that's a mobile home park. For some people, that's 28 acres in an awesome area that's super cheap, like us. But whatever your acquisition criteria it is, it fits.
All right.
At what point do you say and the seller's clearly like, no, I'm not going to pay what you're asking for. It's too low. At what point do you weigh that scale in the general store in a cowboy movie with
they're not going to
coins?
accept?
Yeah. At what point? How do you say it's worth X? How do you say to yourself and then to the seller, I'm only going to pay $35,000 for this, or 38, or 42? How do you come up with that number against the attributes?
I look at the property. So here's how it goes. So the offer comes back. I offered 38. He crossed it off and wrote 138.
Okay, this is good. This happens all the time.
It totally happens. I love this. They took my $38,000 and added a 1 in front of it. And then they send it back.
By the way, I have an answer.
With like a lipstick kiss. This totally happens.
I have an answer to my own question after you.
So the good news is I am going to take action, dead serious, because I have a signed purchase agreement. And it doesn't say anything nasty on it. It wasn't like jump in a lake. It was like, you want it? Here's what I'm going to do. I already really know right off the bat that we're probably not going to meet in the middle on this one, but I'll lightly entertain this. So I will, and my team will put it in, and I'll go look at it. First, after I'm done laughing, because it's funny, I go, all right, let's just make sure there's not something that I'm missing. Because every now and then, I might have missed something.
Singing my song right now.
So I'm going to entertain his thing. Because first, let me cover that scenario. We have been wrong. We have sent things out, and things got a little bit goofed. Or the assessor, usually it's the assessor who had input something wrong. When I dig a little deeper, I'm like, oh, it's bigger than we thought. Or I didn't know it was next to Walmart. Something like that. And I might actually go, this guy's not nuts. Thank God he didn't throw my offer away for 38 and counted at 138 because it's worth 500. It might be worth something fantastic. So I will first go down that path. And so the point is, and I kind of answered it right there. Right there, there was some magical, amazing attribute that qualified that price.
This is what this show is about. Go ahead.
So I have to look at it. And how do I come up with these prices? It's a variation basically of what you do when you send out the offers. I'm looking at what has sold in the area, what is for sale in the area, what's moving in the area, what's going on with similar properties like that, how fast are they moving, all of these things. And in this particular situation, if this was the real world example, it was next to Walmart, I would have talked to 2 brokers right now because I thought it was residential. Turns out it's commercial next to a Walmart. This guy's not nuts. I'm talking to 2 brokers, and they're like, you know what? Amazon's coming into town here, and so is Sprint. And we know that you can get, like, they would fly off the shelf right now at $300,000. We might be able to get $400,000 for it. Somewhere I'd say let's list it at, $375 and then see how it goes. Okay, you know what? Now that $138,000, I'm in. So I had to do some looking. Do you want to ask some questions or?
That's 98% of what I was going to say.
Cool.
The next 2% is this. I'm writing Land Academy 3.0 for our members right now, and I'm doing a whole module on something called test ads. And I learned this from somebody else's program, not in land, in commercial real estate. They don't do anything until they run a bunch of test ads, a whole series of test ads, paid for and not paid for on social media and Craigslist and everything. So 38 became 138. The question is it worth 250? And I think that you can write a very, very simple, in a lot of cases, like in Craigslist's case, free ad to see what kind of response it works incredibly well with renting houses or buying houses. And we're testing it right now to a lesser degree for land. Mm-hmm. So if you get 40 people that you post a Craigslist ad and 40 people want to know where it is, they want to go look at it at $250,000, you better put that under escrow quick.
Exactly.
If it's just crickets, You either posted the thing incorrectly, the test ad wasn't enough information, or it didn't get to the right people to actually see. And you got to do that in addition to the broker thing. The theory is here, you spend all this time and energy for this deal flow, and these deals are coming in, and you can attest to this. We have tens of thousands of properties or potential deal candidates over the years that we've accumulated in our CRM that were passed on. So this will help you theoretically better buy, make good decisions about some of the properties that comes back that's being negotiated. There was a time when Jill and I, all we said was never do a deal unless they sign the purchase agreement as you sent it out, and that's it. Don't waste your time. Send a ton of mail out. The ones that get signed are the deals that get done. And so as you climb the ladder in product type, and the higher you go, that gets a little unrealistic. There's deals in there. You don't want to let that stuff go to waste.
Exactly.
You also want to sleep good at night, knowing I'm going to spend $138,000. I want $250. Theoretically, a test ad, you're going to get somebody who goes and wants to buy it, so you're going to close it with that person anyway.
That, I think, for me is one of the real big points that what the professionals do. We don't lose sleep over the dollar amount. It could be $1.2 million. We're not going to lose sleep over the dollar amount because we know what's possible. And you have to have that much confidence in it, and you're going to sleep great. I've got a deal right now that I just told this broker, it was a buy for, I don't know, 10 or 15,000. We're selling it for 60,000. And you know what? And this buyer's being a stinker. I'm like, you know what? I told him, let him go. I don't care. I don't flipping care.
That's what I think.
There's another guy I know, and you know what this property's worth. I was letting it go at $60,000. So I'm going to wait for the next guy. I don't care. We haven't said this on our show in a little while. You win when you buy it. So that's how professional investors operate. I know going into it what's possible. I sleep really well. I'm not going to have to be, there's no hard selling on the end. It's just getting it in front of the right eyes when it comes time to sell it.
That's right, Jill.
That's it.
Great advice.
So I'm not worried. All of my work, the majority of my work is right now on the acquisition and making sure I get the really good ones.
I can't top that.
This is a short show today.
Professional land investors weighing price against attributes. So, I think we can bring this right back to Match.com. You're going to weigh. This is what I think goes on in the mind of a dating female.
Uh-oh.
And I think there's a whole spectrum of women out there. There's women that will accept anything. And then there's women like Jill that are like pretty damn picky at that certain point, as they should be. So you weigh the attributes of the guy against the crap you have to put up with, or the price.
The crap you have to put up with. The man does not own nail clippers. That is crap we have to put up with.
You know that men are not hardwired to surface clean anything ever?
Not sure the last time they replaced their toothbrush. Crap we have to put up with.
You know that men are not hardwired, if they're single, to ever change their sheets. For a year.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that for a long time. I learned.
The only reason a young, single person with a job, a guy, would ever change his sheets is because somebody in his life told him to.
Or because he has a cleaning lady. That's the smartest thing. If I were a young single man and I knew that about myself, I would have a cleaning lady, period, who just does all those things for me. And she does my grocery shopping, so I make sure that there's coffee and whatever, eggs, whatever I want, and bread, the basics in the fridge, so I can make a sandwich or something real quick. Sir, and I would have my dry cleaning worked out.
Let me help you.
Uh-oh.
That's classic. Dry cleaning worked out. Men don't have dry cleaning. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you work for a public accounting
What do you
firm.
do?
You don't have dry cleaning.
You just buy a new shirt when you need one?
No, you just, I don't know.
What do you do when you need a
shirt? I don't know how it works now. Back then, I guess I had my shirts done, but it was at the dollar cleaner. Number one. Number two, you don't have a cleaning lady because you don't care.
You do if you want to have a girl over.
No, I'm telling you, there's no cleaning lady. Why would you spend $100 a month or whatever it ends up being? It's probably $5,000 a month now. It used to be $100. No, that's number two. No one cleans anything.
You're scaring
you
away
don't
girl.
have people back there. You don't.
All right.
You go out.
Okay.
Number 3, there is no food. There's no eggs or coffee or any of that. You don't have anything in the refrigerator. All the time that I was single, my refrigerator was literally unplugged for years. And it was some of the happiest times of my life.
I know. You're very proud of that one. You know, in the book that you write, there's a book you've been working on for a while, that crap your dad never told you. That needs to be a total chapter right there.
That's all in there,
Unplug
actually.
the fridge.
It's
Okay to unplug the fridge.
Men innately gravitate toward efficiency and simple, not comfort. Women, gravitate toward comfort. And it's like now
I like simple though too.
Everything's on auto pay now. I mean,
You know what I want? Do you know what I really want?
I would love to hear this
I
on the air
want
like this.
fast. I want everything that I have to do to be fast and simple. I want to get it done, but I don't want to rush through it because I don't want to come back to it because I made a mess. As fast as I can, the best way, so I can go off and have fun. That's really what I want to do.
I really appreciate that about you. You know what I want? Nothing to do, and then go off and have fun. Like nothing to do. Everything's on auto pay. There's no food to buy because you don't eat at home ever. There's no dry cleaning to do at all because you don't have that kind of job because you're smart. There's just nothing to do.
This is great if you're single.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I understand.
You weigh the professional.
Well, I'm going to bet right here you don't want to be single.
I do not want to be single, but
okay.
I would love for everything to be, This is a reason we don't have debt at all.
That's true.
And we don't have we don't use a lender when we buy real estate to take out all the work.
That's true.
And we don't use a real estate agent. It's a reason that if any of the cars that we buy, we never buy a car from a dealership ever. Because all it does is complicate stuff and add fees.
Truth time. We just sold a company, and partially because we couldn't take all the legal stuff that went around said company. And we did it great, and we had a beautiful team. We knew what we were doing, but just every time I turn around, there's another form. There's some department has to check something out. There's just something. Usually it's government, and I couldn't take it.
That entire experience, and it was a great tax thing for us. And we went into it knowing that, and went out of it knowing that. That entire experience solidified, as if it needed to be solidified, this real estate business model that we have.
That's true. That's a good one. That's a really good idea. If you're ever not sure about something, try something else. Put on a different hat, whatever it is for you, and cut your hair.
That was like a high maintenance female, that company. It was never satisfied and constantly consuming stuff. Constantly just eat you up if you let it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The price of that company did not, even though it made money, did not outweigh there were no attributes. How do I say that? I'm trying to tie it back into the show, but it didn't
That company could have been wildly successful, and I would have sold it.
I agree.
There's liability exposure. And anyway.
Yes. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called The 4 Types of Land Businesses That You Can Specialize In. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I'm so glad we were out of that company. I'll tell you,
as sad. I liked it. It was fun. It was so different. Had nothing at all to do with any of our companies.
We're good at business partners together, Jill. Because I didn't want to sell it either because it was more of a hobby. Mm-hmm. But did you ever question our decision? Was it our decision to sell it, or was it mine, or was it yours?
It was our decision to sell it. I think it was your decision to buy it.
Okay, that's fair. We needed it. We needed a tax situation for that year, and we got it. So,
yeah,
it was mission accomplished there. If you're listening to this and you're young and you want like a great deal on something, find people who have a bunch of companies and sit down with them and pour a drink down their throat and ask them which one sucks and that you can buy real cheap, or they can just take off their hands, and they're going to have one or two. Anybody who owns more than like 5 companies, or back in the day for me, it was like long-term care facilities. There's always one or two in any portfolio. I don't care if it's stock or dirt or whatever you do, multiple deals. they're going to say, oh yeah, I mean, you're young and ambitious and I actually like you. I'm going to cut you a smoking deal on this problem that I have. I'll take a huge loss on it if necessary, so you can cut your teeth.
That's brilliant, and that's true.
It's actually in my book too. It's like
Brilliant.
Young men always believe that there's this insurmountable stuff in front of them, like this mountain that they can't climb. But that's just not the case. You just got to hang out with the right people.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the type of content you're here for. Hitting the like button on your favorite episodes helps us support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows. We are Steven Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.